One thing I have learned in my many years of playing video games is that it's entirely possible to like 2 or maybe 3 games at the same time. However, I wish this was possible for the majority of the gaming community. Skull and Bones, a game that has had a rocky start and fallen off the radar somewhat in the many years of development, but now they're back, and what do they have to offer? Let's get into this and explain how Skull and Bones is a unique pirate franchise game that already after a 4-day beta has collected a massive loving community. First of all, I just want to thank Ubisoft for sponsoring this video, and also want to thank them for allowing me to talk about my true feelings of the game. It's worth pointing out before I start that they didn't pay me to say just good things, they want my full analysis laid bare, which speaks volumes for how confident they are about the game. This is also the reason why I'm possibly the only YouTuber in existence who hasn't had a sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends. Plus, there really is a lot of good to be talked about. The developers also allowed me to ask them some questions, and we'll delve into that as we go, as I think they'll help answer a lot of frequently asked questions about the title. So let me try and explain the game as fast as I can. Skull and Bones, in my opinion, has the feeling of a pirate, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. Within Skull and Bones, you are your ship. This view, or even this view, will be the majority of your gameplay. Yes, there are small pocket-sized island exploration moments to dig up lost treasure or interact with faction NPCs at outposts, but you'll be spending most of your time looking at your beautiful vessel crashing over the waves and exploring the beautiful landscapes. And I cannot even begin to emphasize how beautiful this game is. Although the game doesn't have large-scale island exploration, or being able to walk around your ship or hop off at any point, it makes up for in so many ways. First of all, the game world is massive, and the beta doesn't even scratch the surface with a limited player map. Within the game are multiple factions, and if you sail around like a madman fighting everyone, eventually they'll come looking for you. But if you concentrate on just one faction, you'll gain favor with the opposing faction, which unlocks missions from them which will earn you unique cosmetics and blueprints for your ship. Once you have these blueprints, you then need to craft them, using resources from around the world, metal ore, different types of wood, even hunting animals like sharks and alligators to craft the parts that you need. The game boasts a massive arsenal of weapons and buffs that allow you to craft your ship to how you want to play. Much like MMOs, you can craft your ship to be a healer, a tank, a support, or a DPS, to help complement your party, with multiple ship types too, each with their own benefits and negatives. Within the beta, only 7 of these ships were available, but this counts for I think only 50% of what will come to full release. Within the game, 20 players can be on each server, but 20 players essentially means 20 ships. And you can fleet with 3 ships at any time to take down world events or enemy players. Yes, enemy players. The game has PvP, but the PvP is only activated for certain world events, which are also the places to get the best loot and blueprints. So if you want that majestic looking ship that no one else has got, you're going to have to get your cannons dirty. But it's still entirely optional. You can sail the seas and never have to encounter a player ship hunting you down. And considering the massive scale of not just the game world, but the incredibly in-depth crafting and faction-based gameplay, as well as the main leveling cadence that grants your pirate infamy for their deeds, which in turn unlocks better vessels and weapons for your pirate and ship, having optional PvP honestly makes sense. Within other pirate franchise games, getting killed by players could cost you perhaps 45 minutes. In Skull and Bones, it could cost you 2 weeks' work, so opt-in PvP just makes sense. That said though, there are several world events that are made just for the PvE playstyle, being able to take down settlements, intercepting merchant ship lines with epic vessels. There is even fantasy moments to take down supernatural and prehistoric threats, such as a ghost vessel that roams the seas at night, or a prehistoric beast that can swallow your ship in one. Both of these encounters are proper Dark Souls style combat, where you need to use actual tactics to take them down, or assemble a fleet to help you. Both of these initial events are so incredibly cinematic and rewarding, and I had a great time encountering them, even though I sank each time. The combat in this game, whether against enemy players or just NPCs, is an absolute adrenaline rush. The ambient sounds, the different array of weapons, the visuals, it's just all so fun. And with my 20 hours of playtime, I'm far from getting bored of it. Of course, there's a few things that could be improved upon, such as the mobility of the ships. They just seem a little light on the waves. This is the beta after all, and the game is heavily inspired by player feedback, so I'm sure this will be something that will be fixed. But I often find you don't really feel the weight of your ship. It's certainly a lot better than it once was, but it could still use some work. Another aspect that could be improved upon is the island exploration. It's less exploring and more minigame. You just hit one button and the compass tells you the direction of the treasure. You dig it up, without a shovel I might add, this part made me laugh, and then it's back to the seas. Honestly though, I feel like this was just added to appease people who want island exploration, when honestly, the game really doesn't need it. I too was concerned about the lack of exploration on dry land within this game, but as you play, spending sometimes hours on the waves, sailing from destination to destination, with so many things to distract you en route, you start to create a bond with your ship. It's kind of hard to explain without experiencing it. It's like Davy Jones said, part of the ship, part of the crew. With so many unique ways to customize your ship, from paint jobs, sail emblems, sail colors, other decor such as hull trimming, armor for your vessel, different weapon types, different ways to speed up your ship, and even very adorable pets of your choosing, you really start to feel like it's your vessel. And with a lot of these cosmetics being acquired by which factions you become friendly with, you start to look at other people's vessels too, and wonder what journey they have been on. As stated at the start of this video, Ubisoft have sponsored me to produce this, but they never told me what to say. Plain and simple, Skull and Bones is a great game, and even in this limited beta gave the player base so much to do. Yes, there are a couple of things that could be improved, but this is also the reason why games have closed betas, but on release they will be offering free seasonal updates offering new content progression, challenges and rewards to keep players engaged for years to come. So to all you people being negative about the game because you heard your best friend say the game's not very good, sorry to burst your safety bubble, but Skull and Bones is a solid and incredibly fun pirate franchise game that I believe is going to do really well for itself on its release. If you love pirates, you'll love Skull and Bones, and it is as simple as that.